Hello, beautiful beings. How are you? I really want to talk about the ego today because I feel like we all want to kill the ego and not really understand it. And we're going to get into why it's a tool and it's helpful, etc., and how we can learn to live with and actually be better because of the ego. So, ego. There's a lot of things in the spiritual world talk that we have to kill our ego, have an ego death. And now I want to say, as always, I resonate with this information. Obviously, it is my truth. If it resonates with you, great. If it doesn't, great. Take what you want from it, take what you will, and that's all you can do. My thing is to share my truth so that we can all expand. All right? So, because I believe everybody has beautiful things to share, and I am here sharing this with you. So, with the ego, one thing that I do in my meditations now, or just in general, is I ask for my body, my ego mind, and my spirit all to work together, because there is a purpose for it. Otherwise, why would we have it? It's here. And so killing something off or wanting an ego death is not fully embodying or fully accepting who we are. We're human beings here, and we must accept that to be free. Okay? Now, this is just for me. Okay, this is something that I think is super important, because when you can fully accept all of you, all of the beautiful flaws, all of the beautiful, just everything, mess and power and creatorness inside of you, including your ego, the more you can move forward and be more at ease and move from neutrality instead of from a place of fear and reaction. All right, which it's not wrong to have or do those things. It's just a different space of being. I would say more 3D, and consciousness is moving forward, and this is just kind of the next step. All right, and whatever process you're in is right for you. And sometimes that's really hard because we have so many external forces telling us, no, you need this, you need this, you need that, blah, 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 right? So we can get really bombarded with those things. But when we understand ourselves, our ego, our body, our spirit, then we can move forward in neutrality and make decisions from our inner truth, our authentic self. And I speak about the authentic self a lot because it's coming from that soul perspective while still honoring your earthly ego perspective as well. And when you speak of peace, you have to be at peace with both of those aspects of yourself. Okay, so whenever you do affirmations and things like that and mirror work, which if you don't, you should check out some videos on Instagram I have, and even on YouTube, talking about those, because those are so important to do. You need to learn to talk to yourself. You need to learn to really connect with yourself in order to spread your true authenticity. And mirror work and telling yourself these things, hey, ego, soul, let's work together. We're going to work together for our highest vibrational frequency, for the highest good of myself, so I can help the world, because that's how it's going to be. When you help yourself, you help the world. It's stepping away from greed, all right? Because some people say, oh, when you help yourself, you're selfish. No. There's a point of saying everything's mine and hiding yourself from the world. But when you go inside and really work on yourself, you no longer feel like you have to hide because you're taking everything external and bringing it to you, whereas when you work on yourself, you're taking everything internal and bringing it out. Okay? And now they're both very necessary. It's a learning process, and learning to see the beauty in a lot of this process brings a peace of mind. So honor your ego. All right, we all go through death. So ego death isn't a bad thing, and I'm not here to say that. What I'm saying is it shouldn't be our main focus. So ego death is a very natural and good thing, but we should think of it as a phase of our ego, right? Of it learning to surpass these walls and these programs to work directly with our authentic, higher self per se, which is really ourself as a whole. So when you think of ego, do you get the icky feeling? Try to, when you think of ego, ask yourself, why do you get an icky feeling? And kind of change that perspective and rewire that to say, okay, I understand, I see this about myself. Ego, what are you trying to tell me? What is happening here? All right. And then move forward from a place of communication with your ego and yourself to then move forward. You know, I was listening to a song today, which I thought really resonated with me. It's Overthinking the Rain, I think is the name of the song. And it's actually a really cool song. You just happen to come across it on Spotify, but why overthink the rain so much? You know that it rains. Yes, it's good to ask those questions, and it's good to find out, and it's good to explore those things, right? And not overlook them. You know, why does it happen? You know, the clouds move from here. It's like this nice, awesome cycle, and then it dumps rain and everything. Well, what's in the rain? And, you know, all of that. But don't forget to just enjoy the rain. Stop overthinking the rain. And that's kind of like with the ego. Don't overthink the ego. Don't overthink false light narratives. Don't overthink a lot of those things, and learn to just be comfortable in yourself and ride the wave of whatever this is. Okay, whatever is in front of you, being here in this moment of right now. Okay, so with that, with the ego, honor your ego, but honor your spirit and understand that challenges are what makes this game fun. It is what makes this game a game, right? Because if games weren't challenging, you get bored and you really want to play with them so much, right? And we are in a shift. And right now, this shift into 2021, which happy full moon, the last full moon of 2020, so exciting, really releasing and letting go of all of those things and really just feeling loved. I know it's probably backwards in the video, but it says loved, but really feeling loved and honoring yourself, your whole self completely, that shadow and that light. Remember, and this is one thing, and I'll share a personal thing with you. When I started this journey of Dark Night of the Soul per se, I didn't realize I was pushing down my shadow, you know, and really it was that sensual, sexual energy, because I didn't respect myself, and that was my own thing, and I had to learn I shoved it all away, and I had to reorganize me, even though I'm perfect as I am. I had to reorganize my thought process about everything, and then let it bloom, and not suppress my true self, that sensuality, you know, that dark shadow goddess, like that like inner core, like primal amazingness that's inside of you, you know, that innocence is lovely, but also experience is lovely as well. And I think having both of those and honoring both of those is kind of like the spirit and the ego, right? In a way. That's how I kind of put them together right now in this certain video. But I pushed down a lot of that, and I didn't realize how badly it was affecting me and also my husband. And it was just really it was hard. it was difficult. And now I look back and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so fucking silly. I got to embrace that. I have to embrace those things. I love feeling sexy, and I was getting mad at myself because, you know, and I'll go into this a different way, but really like ripping away identities, you know, is really what I went through. And I'll do a different video on that, but it was ripping away identities. And my body was changing, like my mind was changing. I felt like my soul was changing, like everything was changing. Even my external has changed. You know, I moved from Utah to Texas. I'm here now, and it's so crazy, but it's so amazing, and like refining my footing. And I have lots of awesome things coming up, which I'll share in the future, and I'm super excited for them. And, you know, it's really finding the balance. It's holding those worlds together without letting them tear you apart. It's bringing them together and finding that balance within you, that embodiment. You know, I look at the creation picture, and I'm totally gonna murder like where this is from, but where, you know, God and man are about to touch fingers and everything, right? And the thing about that is that it clicked to me that that is your spiritual self, right? Your pure self of source, like that individual portion of your soul in matter, your man-made form, earthly form, right? Your body, and it's trying to come together. That perfect mirror that works together, in a sense. That's what I interpreted from it. So I thought it was really beautiful and really awesome to see those things and to view that, because that's what we're trying to do. It's not one or the other. You know, at least where I am from, it doesn't have to be light or dark. It can be both, because they both have served their purpose. Without the darkness, we wouldn't be where we are at all. And I think we forget that. Even though some of the dark can just be so spine-chillingly, like, cause so much fear and sadness and heartbreak, and we are meant to feel those feelings, and I get it. So just remember, they have a purpose. We are meant to hold them together, and whatever your process is, honor it. Honor your dark, honor your light, honor your sensuality, honor your experience, honor your innocence, honor yourself, right? With this full moon, honor all of you. 2021 is going to be a fucking ride, okay? It's going to be a beautiful, amazing ride, and you need to continue to be you and to let yourself lose all of the distortions and just be free. That whole sovereign being that is there inside of you, because you are a creator being, and I know you know this, and we all need reminders. So honor your ego, honor your soul. When something doesn't feel right, sit with yourself and ask yourself why. And that's the first step. Shine that light on whatever it is, and it'll explode into such beauty and wisdom and all of these things. You'll know when you're ready. I love you. I hold so much space for you. Thank you. And man, good way to end 2020. And let's do this 2021. Let's rock the boat. Let's make this what it's meant to be, our divine original blueprint, unleashing that divine potential inside of you. Yes. All right, anyway, Jenna out. Love you. So big.